How can you find those perfect prospects or just those people that you can truly connect with and serve? Stay tuned and find out.
Welcome.
Okay, here's the question.
You serious?
How are we dark horses? You know, the ones everyone is betting against, the ones they don't expect to win, place, or even show on the track, and they'll even laugh on us when we talk about trying. How do we show the world our greatness and triumph?
Come on.
Well, that's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers.
Let's go.
This is The Dark Horse Entrepreneur. My name is Tracy Brinkman.
And push it out.
What is up, my Dark Horse friends and family? Welcome back to an ongoing dose of finding your tribe, learning. I'm your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkman. You? Well, that's infinitely more important. You are a driven entrepreneur, or perhaps you're one in the making. Either way, you're here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart. Just start with some great marketing, personal or business tips and results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. And that's why I'm here hitting you with yet another solo success episode coming to you straight from the Dark Horse HQ as we dive deep into success with actionable advice, tips, and steps designed to help you level up your game, your business game, your inner game, your outer game, your relationship game. Because as we already know, there are no shortcuts to success except for taking those little steps towards your goal every single day. Now, once again, before we kick this off, I know you're getting value from this podcast, right? I can feel you nodding your head. And if you are getting value, you need to tell those podcast platforms out there that you are getting that value. How do you do that? Well, you go on down there, you hit that subscribe button, you drop us a 5-star rating, and you leave us some kind words in the reviews. It's those subscribes, ratings, and reviews that are your way of telling those podcast platforms that you're getting value, and that will cause them to lift us a little bit up in the rankings so that we can reach more driven entrepreneurs just like yourself. So please take a moment, show the love, and help spread the word. I definitely appreciate you. All right, so Monday on episode 228, we were chatting it up with Billy Batten. If you haven't listened to that, and it's a good interview, you'll want to go check that out. During that conversation, we got into, connecting with people that you resonate with, right? Your tribe, as I like to call it. And this can work in both your business arena as well as in your personal life. Having those people that really resonate with you as friends is certainly a driving force, right? It can make your life a lot easier, make you feel a lot better about hanging around with the folks you want to hang around with. So I thought I would, hop on the microphone here and share some ways that you could locate your tribe. I mean, it's not hard. It takes a little effort, but it's very doable. But you know what? It's really not always simple. I mean, you could start as simple as looking at the collection of friends that you've had, for the past decade or two. And then probably inside that group will be a subset, your tribe, those folks that you resonated with then, maybe you still resonate with now, but you've lost touch. Or reach out to them. I think it's a lot easier nowadays with social media, but there's nothing beats a good old phone call. I know it's a little old school, but give them a ring. And nothing else, reach out to them on Facebook. Say, hey, let's chat for a bit. Get on a Facebook Live and just catch up. And you'll feel that vibe. Or you won't feel that vibe, in which case you've still done a good thing. You've reached out to someone, spread a little joy. And if you don't feel that vibe resonating like you used to, well, that's cool. Just move on. I mean, it's all, I think, like a life, it's all a series of trial and error. You'll discover what clicks and who clicks and where you can make connections and what works. And then as life moves on, you're going to have to continually tweak, to keep people that are relevant to what you're doing and where you're going, and that are synergistic with that, in your life. And sometimes you'll have to, chip away at the excess. And I'm not saying get rid of folks, but folks, I think, will begin to peel away themselves when they're like, don't quite vibe with where it is you're going. But the key is you want to surround yourself with powerful and supportive people who are going to encourage you to be your best, to do your best, to help you get to the Vista vision that you've heard me talk about so many times, that you want to reach. And if they're not helping you get there, that's okay. They don't have to help you get there. But if they're hindering you get there, you probably want to begin to distance yourself from folks like that. Now, I think one of the key steps, and it's the very first thing, and not all of these are listed in a ranked order, but this one is definitely number one. And if you don't do this one, any of your other efforts when it comes to finding your tribe, be it a tribe for a prospect or a tribe for a long-term friend, and they could be the same, right? Is to know who you are. You've heard me say this so many times. Knowing your why is important, but knowing your who you are is key. And you've heard me talk about in some goal setting exercises that I've taken, I take people and clients through. One of the early things is to identify your Junto crew as well as your can't do crew. But before you can identify your Junto crew, those people that are going to help you reach your Vista vision and your long-term goals, man, you're going to have to know you first. I think it's going to be really key in helping you identify with who you resonate with if you know who you are. If you don't know who you are, what your core belief system and values and message to the world is, then how are you going to identify who really resonates with you? You're going to have to become comfortable with who you are, right? And that, my friend, that alone, I think that's one of the key steps. You get good with who you are, you resonate with you, be able to look that man or woman in the mirror and say, you're awesome. You're going places. You're doing things. Then you'll start putting out that energy that people will resonate with. And when they resonate, they'll be drawn to you. They'll be drawn into your sphere of influence, and they'll help you be awesome, get where you want to go, and be who you want to be. And here's the key inside of that. Do not, I'm going to repeat that again. Do not change yourself to fit the model, right? Be you. Become your own model. There is no other version of you out there, right? There may be a 0.5 version, 2.5 versions, that should be your mom and dad, but you are 1.0, you are 2.0, you are 3.0 as you've progressed through life. You need to feel valued and be the most successful part of your tribe, and you'll start drawing those people in that best match the qualities that you imbue. Okay, so now you know who you are. You got an idea of where you want to go. That means you now know what you need. Because here's the deal. Not every single person that crosses your path is going to be a good fit to be a part of your tribe. I mean, what kind of qualities are you looking for in a friend, in a confidant, in a mentor, in a coach, in a prospect, if we're talking business here? You're looking for someone that's a good listener, right? You're looking for emotional support. Are you looking for someone to pat you on the back, pat you on the butt, slap you upside the head, yank you out of bed, throw cold water on you, right? So those are all different tactics, right? Wildly different. And some of us need different tactics than others. If someone threw cold water on me, that would not work. I'll just tell you that right now. Perhaps you're looking for someone with a pool of knowledge. Perhaps you're looking for someone who has a specific hobby or character trait or level of ambition, right? If you know what you're really looking for, and you know who you are, you can be confident that when you go out there and start seeking those partnerships, those friendships, those relationships, that they'll start coming into your sphere of influence. And inside of that or outside of that, you can have different tribes for different needs. At one level, you may need some personal relationships to help you hold yourself accountable, or to hold you to a higher level or a greater standard, right? Maybe you could easily slip back into who you were previously. I know we've all gone through dark times. I've gone through a couple of dark times, and I know there is a possibility I could slip back there. It's a very, very teeny tiny possibility nowadays because of the relationships and the tribes that I have built in the past that pulled me up out of it and made me feel worthy to not go back. Maybe you have a tribe for common interests, right? Maybe you like to go play sports, or maybe you like to go be active. You're a runner, you're a weightlifter. Maybe you like to fly remote control airplanes. Well, you have a tribe for that. Maybe you're going after some sort of goal. It's not January, but we can certainly talk about New Year's resolutions, which is just a goal that you set in January, right? But you build a tribe of folks that'll help you reach that. Maybe you have a tribe of folks that are for your professional life in whatever entrepreneurial journey you're on. So you can have different tribes for different needs. A person doesn't have to fit in all of your tribes. Maybe there'll be some that intersect in a couple of different parts. But the point is, like-minded people are out there for no matter what you need. And don't think that just because someone fits into your, radio-controlled airplane tribe doesn't mean they're going to fit into your professional goal achievement tribe, okay? So, and it doesn't make it, that's not a bad or a good thing. It just is. And I think a good thing inside of that is, as you meet these different members of your different tribes, I think you'd be remiss if you did not introduce those friends from different groups together, right? Intermingling these relationships is a great way for your tribe to expand and meet new people. Your new best friend might just be, one barbecue away, right? One Zoom call away. You bring all these folks together and you just kind of have a little gathering, whether it be face-to-face or virtual. Mutual friends are a great way to make diverse connections across these independent tribes, these varying groups of people. And I think one of the key things to remember here is that even though friendships and relationships are usually built on something similar, especially similar values, you have to remember a lot of times opposites attract. And as you introduce these folks from different groups, they're like, oh, wow, well, let me they'll mimic this quite often, and they'll do something very similar, and they'll introduce you to a varied group of folks. And like I said, you never know. Your new best friend could be one Zoom call or one barbecue away. And one thing I want to restate, and we chatted a bit about it with Billy Batts on episode 228. Again, if you haven't listened to that one, check it out. Is aligning your energy, right, with others like you. Aligning who you are with those that are like you. You should, I'm going to reinforce this, you should never change who you are in order to fit in. Because if you have to change who you are to fit in, right, they're not really resonating with you. They're resonating with who you could be. A natural friendship chemistry is just like that. It's natural. One of the greatest friends I've ever had in my life, well, besides my now wife, would be my friend Robbie. And I met Robbie when I was like 15 years old. And I met his older brother first. His older brother and I were of the same age, and we were the two oldest boys on the block. And, so a lot of the kids, looked up to us, come around, hang out to us, trying to hang out with us. So Robbie came down and I met him, and it was just like that. It was like this click, right? And everything about us just aligned. We just started chatting and yucking it up and having a good time. And we remained friends until the day he died. He died just a few years ago. And let me tell you, it was a tragic loss for me. He was my brother from another mother. I called him my brother, just my brother all the time. And he was that person I could reach out to no matter what. And no matter what Robbie was doing, he would stop it and pay attention, and vice versa. Whenever Robbie called me, I'd stop whatever I was doing and I'd pay attention because he meant that much to me. And I didn't have to change who I was to be his friend, and he didn't have to change who he was to be my friend. And actually, there was a point in my life, Robbie was there through my dark times when I was going through it. He stood there on the sidelines waiting for me to ask for his help. He didn't want to step into my dark world. He wanted nothing to do with my dark world, but he periodically came up to me, visited me, would stop by my place and say, dude, this is not who you are. I'm here if you need anything. And once I was ready to hear the message, I reached out to him and he helped me out of my abyss. Friends like that don't ask you to change who you are. They're there to help you make the change when you're ready, right? When I was ready to come out of the pits, he was ready to help me. But until then, he just waited. Treasure your connections with individuals whose friendship develop easy and do not require a great deal of editing. It's a good way to put it, of modifying who you are in order to become a part of their world and you them into yours. I mean, I would highly encourage you to stay the course of being you, and you'll discover friendships that are very comfortable, that will naturally click and grow easily because they're aligned and they're meant to be. And here's the next thing on that. As you continue to be you, you're going to travel a path, and that path can take you 10 degrees to the right, 10 degrees to the left, or straight on to morn. And you'll have friendships that will come in because you align at that point in your life, and then later on they'll exit because you went that 10 degrees right, left, or straight while they went right or left. And that's okay, right? Maybe your paths will cross another time as they veer back towards you or you back towards them. Don't judge, don't disagree, just again, it's a natural energy flow of things. And this will happen in the business world as well. You'll have partnerships, prospects, clients that will come into your world and go out. And then maybe they come in again, maybe they don't. But if you continue to let it be this natural effect, this natural flow, when someone comes up to them, be it a friend, a prospect, that they remember you, and they hear something that they makes them think of you, and they're like, oh yeah, I can tell you about Tracy, or I can tell you about Billy Bat. You need to go check them out. I think you two would vibe. They'll send them your way. When you start bucking the odds, when they start trending away from you and you try to yank them back off their natural flow, they're going to feel that resistance. And when that same time comes when they could send someone your way, they're probably not going to. All right. I'll stop babbling about that. I think you get the gist I'm trying to get to. So that kind of wraps up another awesome week here at the Dark Horse HQ. By the way, while I'm thinking of it, if you're looking for some help with your podcast, maybe you're looking to launch one, or maybe you already have one and you need some help with the editing or the promotion, or maybe you're looking to monetize your podcast, go ahead and reach out to me at Tracy at darkhorseschooling.com, or you can go to the website, darkhorseschooling.com/coaching. Let's chat. I'll make sure if you will get together for a quick 30-minute power session, I'll make sure you come away with a success plan. No charge. Just coming together. Let's brainstorm some ideas and you'll walk away like, yeah, I'm going to go kill this. Again, that's darkhorseschooling.com/coaching. Let's see how I can be of service to you to help you start, restart, or kickstart your business and your podcast. Now, I know you want to keep getting all these daily success tips. Well, they're not daily. All these solo success episodes or the amazing interview from the guest I'm lucky enough to bring on. So be sure you go on down there, like I said earlier, hit that subscribe button, leave us a 5-star rating, drop us some kind words in the review, make suggestions, ask questions. I read every single one of those reviews. And it is those subscribes, ratings, and reviews that are your way of telling those podcast platforms out there that you're getting some value from this show. So they'll lift us up a little bit in the rankings so that we can reach more driven entrepreneurs just like yourself. So please take a moment, show the love, and help spread the word. Until next week, I'm going to leave you as I always do. Think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
And you know this!
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.